Hi, everybody. Are we good? I think we're good here. Let's see. Yeah, we're good. We're good to go. All right. Just gonna record like market order flow today. If there's a setup, I'll take it. If there's nothing high probability, obviously I'm just gonna sit out. All right. So we're gonna do like a lot of just tape reading and watching order flow. We have news in about 10 minutes, so we're gonna pay attention to that. All right. Let's get into this. 5-minute candle, about to close. What do I see in the chart? We got an inversion for value gap right here on the 5-minute. So since we close right there below this inversion, we're just taking out this low, possibly this low here as the next target, down below here. So this would be sell side. And then we got a lot of sell side that resides down around here because everybody long right now is trailing their stop loss. Gotta think about that. So now everybody short up here, right here, trailing their stop loss in here, so maybe we get more liquidity, stop them out, and then create something with the news to take us down here and potentially lower. Or if we go take out this low, we'll see something like this, maybe up into this range here. So it really just depends what price presents to us that has the highest probability. So that's all I'm really looking for. Right. I'm going to put up the opening range right now. So I'll mark up our opening range. So we closed here yesterday. We opened up here. Draw this out. Opening range. So I want to pay attention to that opening range. I'm going to close this one out just to make my screen a little bit less messy. We don't need all this on the chart. It's a huge opening range, by the way. Very, very big. Wonder if we're going to inverse this 1 minute here. Or even this 30-second. Let's see, 15-second possibly. Close this 15-second right here. I wonder if we're going to rip up to this high right now. Because we took out the low. We inverse this 15-second. Possibly hits this order block here. And then goes up towards this high. Up into this range here. Opening range highs up here. When the market opened, we just traded down. Relative equal highs up here. So maybe we just rip up into here. So that's possible. Just gonna monitor that order flow though, because we got news in a little bit and I don't want to trade before the news. I'd rather just wait. So yeah, I'm gonna mark up the opening range here on ES as well. There we go. It's opening range on ES. So gonna pay attention to that. But I would expect shorts today personally. Keep building liquidity here, keep taking highs, maybe get more SMT within here, and then we just trade down towards the 50% of the opening range, which is here, and then possibly the midnight and lower to give that power 3. Power 3 as in we open here midnight, we never traded down below, we came up, and now with news we get some accumulation, and then a wick down below, creating that power 3 move. So 1, 2, and then we come back at the end of the day or somewhat at some point today after taking the low, come back up here. So 3. So 1, 2, 3. So power 3 move. So creating that daily wick based on the midnight open. So looks like that could be playing out today in today's profile, but we'll see. Gonna look at YM as well. Okay, we look at the bigger picture. Always go to the bigger picture. What's the narrative of price? So made a high here, made a higher high on NQ, and also a lower high on YM. You got to realize we're playing off this breaker here from this. This was an order block, broke it, and it's playing out the breaker for a value gap. So we're kind of hanging out in the range here, side by side. So we really got to see, does this want to keep going higher or does it want to shift lower? So we don't have enough information for price to tell us where it wants to go yet. Okay, and that, like I was saying earlier, that gap was violated. It's looking like this 1 minute here, this 1 minute for value gap is going to resist price to send it down lower, below this swing low, like it just did, and then potentially lower down within here. But it's not something I want to be in, personally. Higher high, lower high for value gap. So let's see what happens now. Made equal lows. Equal lows here, lower low here. I'm not going to get trapped in these lower time frames, but I'm just going to watch. 15-second closure now above this 15-second inversion. After we made a lower low here, but a higher low here. And that low over here. So maybe this comes up and takes out these relative equal highs here. Something like this. Let's say right here. Because we got no wick on this candle here too. This is such a low time frame. I'm not taking this. This is too risky. This is what we could see because we took out that swing low. But we gotta realize we got news here soon. Very soon, we got news. So I'm paying attention to that news that's coming out. See? Right there. We got the news. News is coming out. So I'd rather just observe and tape read this market here. But look at it playing out like we expected. This 15-second closed right there. We observed that happen, then wick back down. Just took out the swing high. Theoretically, it's about to be a break even right now. But if this was a trade just based on that 15-second closure from here, let's say you got a bad fill like right here, when you're stopped down below here, that's possible. That would be over a 1-to-1 to this swing high. 1-to-1 would be like right here. But I don't like that kind of setup. It's not my cup of tea. Especially before the news. I'd rather stick to the rules. So news will be out soon. Let's go over again like what we have. Got the swing high here taken. Above this high. A lower high here. And then we got a lot of liquidity down below here. And also down below here, if we do continue for a short. Which this looks bearish to me for today. That news could just send us right down without really giving another entry. But it could also send it right back up, that news, and then give us another accumulation of some sort to come back down lower, and I would like to take that. Or if it just does wick down and give us nice accumulation, we could go for a long back up in the middle of the range or even higher above these highs. So it really depends on what it wants to do. Too risky to get in before the news, in my opinion. Just waiting here. Got like 40 seconds left. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens now. So we're making a higher low here on NQ. We're making a lower low here on ES. But ES still made these relative equal lows here. We didn't really take out significant lows from here. That would be like a 4-hour time frame low as well. So I want to pay attention to what we're getting here. Wonder if this is going to pull back up into these order blocks and reject here. Got this 2-minute volume imbalance as well. So I want to see what happens here with price. Maybe we get up above these relative equal highs and then we come back down. Just got to be observant here. Just paying attention here. Got the 2-minute inversion closure. At the higher low. That was created. Remember when the news came out? Higher low. We also have this 1-minute inverse here. So we have two fair value gaps. We have this one, but we also have this one here. I want to pay attention to this 2-minute. How does this 2-minute inverse react? Because we're also bouncing between multiple PD arrays. We got the SMT at the highs, but we also have the SMT at the lows now, just from the news. But we also have this bearish order block. So the question is, what's higher probability, the long or the short? It's neither, in my opinion right now. This could go either way, 50-50. So it could trade back down, or it could reject this 2-minute inversion to like trade up to this high, possibly this high. But if it does do that, then I want to look to see if we get a retrace lower if we continue to have SMT. But like I was saying, it could also trade back down below here and then continue our bearish SMT order flow that's already down using that order block. I'm paying attention to what we're getting here. 5 minute inverse right there. Swing low, swing low. Got a 15-minute IFVG that just closed down below there. What the fuck? My stuff wasn't saving on all the charts. There we go, we're golden now. Alright. Still paying attention to these equal lows here on ES. Do we get up in here? Or do we go up and take this high and then come down? Or do we just fall down from here? That's a big question. Looking like we're gonna keep falling down. That 5-minute closure is very bearish, especially if we come towards this high here. On NQ, if we take out this short-term high, which we're about to do right now. Let's see if we take out this short-term high. And I wonder if we're going to inverse this 1 minute for value gap that was just created right here. Let's get that 2 minute out of there. I wonder if we're going to take out this high, create our SMT, and then we chop around, close down below that, and trade down lower. Wonder if we get our fake move now. Trade it down. Wonder if we just keep trading up higher. We'll see. It's looking like that's going to be the move right there. Okay, we didn't get the 1 minute inverse. It basically closing that whole gap right there after taking out the high. I would like to see that not do that, to be honest. So we're making a lower low here. So got this 2 minute order block on ES that's holding right here. And mark up that 5 minute inversion here. So you want to see these lows not hit if we do get a 30-second inversion for value gap here. But it looks like these lows are about to be hit soon. I'm not taking anything. I'm just marking this up. I don't think anything's probable right now still. Keep projecting this low. We keep pushing up here. Nine minutes about to close pretty bearish. I'd like to see it give it a little wick and then possibly just continue down here on ES now. I would like to see it give it a little bit more of a wick. Like, it didn't give it any wick. It just opened up and started trading down. Or like to see it come up a little bit more and then start falling down like this. So we're still gonna monitor this price action though. Ion's playing the order block right there. 1 hour is just sending it down. Looks like we're gonna close kind of lower. Notice how it just chopped its way all the way up. So now look at this. All this buy side. Liquidity taken. Buy side again. Liquidity taken. Look at all the sell side. There's so much liquidity down here. So I want to pay attention to that. And we also have relative equal lows down here. Okay, SMT at the highs. But the hard part is we're battling against like this higher time frame trend that just keeps going up. Up and up and up. And it's possible just to reject this low. I'd like to see ES take this low if we do go long though. I'd like to see ES take this low first. Okay, we've got a 9-minute volume imbalance. I want to pay attention to this. If we do hit that. So now we're making a higher high here in the 5-minute, lower high in this 5-minute. We close bullish here. We close up above. No, we close below the mean threshold of this 5-minute. So let's see what happens. Equal highs taken out. So how much higher does this thing want to go? Alright. Nothing's really going on. So what do we do in these kind of markets? We just hang out. Really just observe this shit. I'm surprised there wasn't more movement after the news. But we gotta realize, like, we're engineering all this liquidity down below here. Like, we could come up there again, but we don't need to necessarily. This 5-minute could just start ripping right back down now. We got 2 minutes left on it. We gotta realize we did the same thing we have been doing. We had swing low, swing high. We took out both of them. We took out the high and then we took out the low. Do we come back for the high again for another seek and destroy profile and then trade back down in the range or what? I'm just gonna still watch this area to see if we start to fold over, if we get any for value gaps or anything. Right now there's nothing. Alright, 9-minute volume imbalance is hit up here. So I would expect that low to be hit. Came up to this 9-minute volume imbalance. We got equal lows here, and we got more lows lower, obviously. So I don't enter on volume imbalances, but this could be a potential setup here. I mean, that already played out, but that's what I was looking for. I don't enter just on the volume imbalances. The 5 points right there. Stop loss with 50% of this wick. That's something that we were outlining. just for the price action to get up into here and then possibly just sending down. Just like that. So we got this 30-second inverse here. We'll see if we want to inverse that before hitting this low. This is some shitty price action though. This is crazy. We got the SMT at the wicks, SMT at the highs. Shouldn't see this high on YM purged. We also shouldn't see this high on ES purged if we're going to keep going short. So this high should stay intact. But I'm not taking this. This isn't high probability at all. I think we could still keep going up higher. If it just wants to keep chopping like this, keep chopping its way up, it could come hit this high once more here. But even if we close this 30-second inverse, I'm still not looking to take this. It's not clean to me. See, we didn't even close that inverse before hitting this low. So after we hit this low, we can't even enter this trade now. Because yeah, this is like what I was looking for. If we close this inverse, 12 seconds down below here, I was going to be looking for that short, but since we just took out these lows, it's against the rules to take the trade in my opinion. So we close that inverse right now. So let's say enter, let's say theoretically we had an entry here, but this isn't probable anymore because this low is just taken, even though I am expecting lower. But this is what I'd be looking for. See, we'd already be at like, all right, it'd already be at break even. Trading down, took out this swing low. Or no, actually, I didn't take it out yet.
For unlimited listening, head over to brain.fm or follow the link in.
There we go. So that 9-minute volume balance played out perfectly. Got the 9-minute closure, kept the equal lows, traded back up on in, traded back down. Now, making lower low, and we're making higher low here, which is why this trade wasn't high probability for me. It could still play out. So that'd be a break even by now. But I wouldn't be in it because we took that swing low. I've seen this before, like when we were in previous bull runs. Get this off my screen now. Where we did have SMT at the highs, but we just traded down and took out a short-term low, which we can consider this the short-term low right here. And then we just continue bullish. Like that's what I've seen the markets do previously in a lot of these huge bull markets where it's just all-time highs, just keeps ripping. Like right at market open, right in the AM session, we take out a short-term low, and then we just continue ripping. Even though there's farther targets, we got to realize the higher time frame narrative is still bullish. But like I was outlining this morning, we got to pay attention to power 3. That's not showing up here. It's just not. Yeah, I always got that 1-minute closure. I want to watch this order block. See if this order block wants to hold. Just keep ripping down. We got all these equal lows now. Traded down, came back up. Yeah, this is likely just to keep ripping down. Right from here. Leave this swing high. If it was high probability, I would have taken it. It wasn't. Nothing yet. Word. So now that we made this low, we're coming back into this range. I want to see how this 2-minute fair value gap starts to play out as the PDA right here. Question is, do we close up above it and continue, or do we come back down? So I do want to say we have this liquidity here. We did hit this higher time frame low. We have this 1-minute inversion here. We had a lower low here, higher low here, even on these wicks. So if we get that inversion closure, this could be a potential for a continuation of the long. So like I said earlier, we're overall bullish. Higher low on the 4-hour here, but lower low on this 4-hour. So we got to pay attention to this area here. So we close that 1-minute inversion. I want to see if price wants to respect this or not. It's obviously respecting it. So inversion was closed there. We're ripping up to this high. I believe we can potentially go higher. Up to this level, back to the all-time highs. If that's really where it wants to go. Let's see if this plays out. So this was the inverse model. Traded down to this low. SMT, and we had our inversion. We hit our higher time frame PD array, which was this, and now it's just continuing to rip on through. Going to the 2020 1-to-1, but this was actually 16 points here, so I didn't really want to see it come down below this swing low. If we traded down to this order block, that'd be fine. About 50%, you don't want to see it come down below that. So that's a win right there. Nice little win. Took out this high, relative equal highs. They're sitting up there. So if we were to go short, this is what I would have liked to see happen. So you trade down below, not have SMT. So we had SMT with these wicks. We had a higher low, a lower low. In the higher time frame, we had a lower low, but a higher low. So that's confirmation number one. And if I wanted this to go short, this bearish order block should have held price right here. We should not have closed up above this. And then this 1 minute as well, so that'd be the next PD array. We should have just tapped this. At the same time, we should have held bearish over here. But we didn't. We came up and we closed up above it, and we had relative equal highs that were up here. And this only comes with chart time, guys. This only comes with chart time. And knowing these concepts, and now we closed the 2 minute here, and then we came down, traded this, and this looking like we're going to go for this high for a nice 2 to 1. Alright. But ideally a 1 to 1's here if you do a 20-20. But like I was saying earlier, you can reduce the risk a little bit like that. Trading this. That was a nice little setup. Now we got to see if it wants to reject this order block now in the 5 minute. If it wants to reject this order block, it can keep coming down. So then we got to look to see if this 2 minute wants to get inversed. Right here. Or this, let's say this creates a 3 minute inversion. This 3 minute fair value gap. If we now take out this internal liquidity, hit this order block's the one that took the liquidity up there. So we got 40 seconds left. And then we'll see, does the next few 3 minute candles want to come down to inverse this fair value gap? That's the real question. But it's looking now, we got this 2 minute right here on ES. We're rejecting this 2 minute. So this is actually looking pretty bullish to me. The higher time frame, you're already bullish. Get that 2 minute fair value gap here on ES. We got SMT now from here to here, here to here, and also here on the wicks. So this 30 second has this volume imbalance here. So let's see if this really wants to buy up or not. We're just using this breaker now. So we still have all that SMT as confirmation, but we're using this breaker. So these up close candles right here, we draw those out. It's looking like price wants to use those, and we still have all the SMT. And if this swing high wants to be targeted, that's what we're gonna go for. So we just took out this swing high. We don't want to see this swing low now violated. We'd want to see this just continue. We don't want to keep seeing this pull back. Because if it's really going to start sending this one, we're going to keep going from here. Let's say we go 5 for 5. I like that. So I want to keep paying attention to what we're getting here. If we go to the opening range as well, go over to this 1 minute time frame, opened here, we came down to 50% of this whole opening range. So that's bullish. We're already in bullish territory. So now this 2 minute just opened very, very bullish. 3 minute. 3 minute. We got another 44 seconds. We want to see that close bullish as well. 4 minutes. Oh my god, beautiful. So we got this 4-minute volume imbalance. We want to see that volume imbalance stay open if we're going to keep going bullish, but it can come down and tap it. But we need to see this high now stay intact here. And also this high here should stay intact if we're going to keep ripping this. Alright, let's get this one going. Let's see. So volume balance, traded down. At our SMTs. We just had an inversion closure now on YM, which is good. We got this order block here in the 2 minute. If we do tap that, that should act as a propulsion to go higher towards this high. We take out that high. We can take off some contracts here. All right, took that out. I'm taking off 2 contracts. Because I had 4 contracts on ES here. So 2 contracts taken off, got 2 going. It's like, how high does this want to go? I'm taking 1 more off. Right there. So took that off. So let's see if this wants us to continue now. If this wants to continue, that'd be awesome. Let's see if we get it. The reason why I took 3 of the 4 off, we took out the swing high, we hit our 5 points. But we took out the swing high here, and we could still go bearish. But I want to hold one just in case it does want to go back up to this high. But we could still go bearish because we took out this higher high and made a lower high here. And we're already bearish on this 15 minute. So this could easily just consolidate now and start trading down lower. But I'm holding 1 in case this just wants to continue, because this is pretty nice bullish order flow. I'd probably close it really early, if that makes any sense. So I want to see if this wants to continue up. That's a pretty good setup, to be honest. It all started down here with this 1 minute inversion with the SMT, and we came up. We had more. Now we just got bullish order flow on the way up towards these highs. Relative equal highs up there. Let's see if we get it. So something like that. You're just focused on like your systems, okay? What time is it? Okay, and the narrative. Overall higher time frame, got to keep in the back of our minds. Any short-term liquidity taken in this massive bull run, it could easily flip around. We're not looking for massive shorts, even though they could happen. But we got to keep in our minds that the narrative is overall bullish. You go to the 4 hour, you go to the daily, this is bullish. You're an idiot if this looks like it's bearish. No offense. But looking how we took out short-term lows, we came in 50% of our opening range. We had our SMT. We had our inversion fair value gaps that were violated. And then basically gave us long continuation. But it's all about probabilities. So when I said we took out this high, if you remember, I said, what if we do trade back down lower? But then I looked over at ES. Okay? And then I looked at YM at the same time. YM's making a lower low as this is just consolidating on this breaker. This is in a fair value gap while this is in its breaker. You go to the 30 second. This was trading lower into this volume imbalance. I would like to see SMT on this wick. We didn't have that, but that's not needed based on the volume imbalances that we're seeing here. And how we're still trading down below in the 2 minute. We didn't trade into the fair value gap there, but we did here. So that's A+ confirmation to go long, and that's why I personally took the long. So now, let's see if this wants to reverse now. We're coming in the middle of this range. Let's mark up 50% of this range now. Let's go over to equilibrium of this entire range. came up to the 75% exactly. So we go to the clean one. So we're in a premium at this point. You see that? We're in a premium. And we could easily just flip right back around. So we really want to monitor this order flow. What does it want to do at this point in time? How's this 9-minute close? Do we close back above the volume balance or do we not? This volume balance is very crucial here. So I'm paying attention to that. Let's see here. Here, I'll go over the trade execution I had. So I noticed all that. I was entering the trade here. Had 4 contracts on. So I bought 4. And then I took one off here and one off here. When I took out this high. I could have had a limit up there, but I didn't. So now we want to see if this wants to hold price action now. So we got this 1-minute volume imbalance that I'm paying attention to. We should hold that volume imbalance if we're going to keep going bullish. Okay, we should not come back down, and that's why I got the sell stop here. But if we do want to go long, I do want to target these relative equal highs that are up here. So I will take it off at we got the 8:30 open. The 8:30 open is actually the same as the 9:30 open, so right at market open. Let's sell. I like trading it better on Trade-Evate. So there's this. Can I adjust that price? I don't want to. Oh, it needs to be at the 0.25 increments. Alright, whatever. I'll leave it right there. So we'll see if this really wants to hold price action. Let's see if this wants to hit me out or keep me in. It really depends. I'm okay with whatever happens here. So we go side by side with both of these. Do we notice anything? We have a low here, lower low here. But we have a higher low here. So that's bullish. We got our volume imbalance here. Now we have equal lows. Let's see if this wants to come hit this volume imbalance. And then trade up, where this trades right back to here, and then keeps going higher. Let's see if that happens. That does not need to happen. Like, get out of the tunnel vision, go to the higher time frame, accept what price is doing, because we can still come down to this 5-minute volume imbalance. Notice we're taking out this 5-minute low here, but we have not yet on NQ. So this is still bullish. What a very nice day. Finally, some nice fucking price action. Excuse my language. It's been like a week since I had like a really fire trade. Like, about time. About time, dude. About time. Market's just been so chop. It's not giving me the best price action I want to see. But like, this today gave me something good. Let's go. Let's see this. This is price action. Notice that. Very, very beautiful. Comes down into here. Choosing this 1 minute inverse here. We're still holding bodies above that. Coming down below this low here as well. Relative equal highs here on YM. Let's see if it wants to just keep ripping up from here. Got a 30 second, 15 second. Okay, let's hang out here on the 15 second for a little bit. What do you see here on the 15 second? Okay, we're about to close this inverse. Close that inverse right there. What if we just go long now and leave this 15 second inverse here, as well as that 9 minute volume imbalance that we're talking about that we just closed up above. After taking out an internal swing low with SMT, boom. Highs here, relative equal highs here. Smack that shit. Alright? Like, what if this just plays out just like this? Up to that 830 that we're looking at up there. Like, what if that just plays out? But also, what if it doesn't? Like, this isn't the highest probability. I would not take that trade personally. This is just a watch and learn tape read kind of thing. Where I was taking the trade was in the discount, not up here in the premium. Just shifted market structure. We also have this breaker. I'm not huge on breakers, but it's a nice breaker. This 2 minute just closed is looking good. Looking good, guys. I really think we're gonna go long still. I really think we're still ripping this. Especially these equal highs up here. But I'm gonna take my profit at the market open. My last contract, I'll take that off at the market open. I'm not gonna be greedy. Here we go. Oh, I gotta restart this shit. Alright, sorry, I'm not talking. Let's focus on something else. Waiting on this trade to play out here. Looking for this high to be met up within this area. Let's give this like a nice little setup. So we had the SMT at the lows, shifted up, inversion closure, retest of this breaker. Now we're playing this breaker here on ES. So these up close candles. It broke it. Now it's using that as a breaker as well as this for value gap with more SMT. And now I'm looking for this high and this high. Possibly this high. Savage. Let's see. Is price moving like up towards this level? It's just algorithmically being driven up into that area with the order flow that we have. Took the low. You notice just the 5-minute closures going bullish, taking up the lows. Just slowly moving up. And these lows should all stay intact if we're going to continue to go long. Since we are high up in a premium on NQ, we got to realize this thing can flip around at any moment. And we just pay attention to all these PD arrays. We got to realize it can come down and stop people out and then reverse this and keep going higher. So we got to pay attention to that. And same with this. It could come do something like this. And it could even come hit me out at break even on the rest of my trade before moving back up higher. So I want to pay attention to see if this wants to keep holding. But gun to my head right now. Looks like we close up above this 5-minute inverse again. We're just retesting that. Let's see if this wants to hold to keep moving up higher. I'd like to see this just keep ripping. Beautiful. So we had 2 trades today. So the first trade I took was this inversion closure. And I saw this close. And when I was on Trade-Evade, I thought I was on NQ and not MNQ. So I took 2 contracts on MNQ, so micro, so barely any profit. And I was like, what the F was that? And then closed it out here. So on regular NQ, this would have been a much bigger profit, but I only took it on here, so that's fine. But then I saw the next setup, so I took this with the 4 contracts on ES, which is much bigger. So I took that, and now going for this higher time frame target and market open. Really depends on how price looks here. I could close this out and not be greedy. Actually going down to like this 30-second. I see these relative equal highs here. I could close out these relative equal highs and just not be greedy on this move. I'll leave it as that. So I'll close it right here at these relative equal highs. I do expect to still go higher, but we'll see. Nine-minute close, pretty good. A bullish candle. So we'll see if that just wants to continue price higher. I still want my stop down below. This swing low should hold if we're going to keep going bullish. This swing low should really hold. So I'll move my stop up even higher, so lock me in a little bit more profit than not if it does come back down. Let's look at Bitcoin quick here. Got Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum relative equal lows here. Let's go to 1 month. So we want to pay attention to this 1 month fair value gap here, and also this inversion here. So we really want to see over the next couple months, do we get down into this area and consolidate? March, April, and then we get our halving. and then we just start ripping the rest of the year. That's really what I would hope to see happen. So I'm paying attention to really what we get in this. Nine minutes, beautiful. Back on these indices here. We'll see if it tags us out. It's about to tag us out right up here. So I'm going to go over why I took this trade one last time. Alright, let's go over why I took this trade. We're about to hit take profit here. I do expect it to go possibly a little bit higher, maybe even more. Alright, there we go. Out of this trade. We're good. We're good. So, we're getting back on this account. So, here we go. This is why I took this trade here. Basically, we came down and we took out the swing lows from this higher time frame. And yes, we could keep going lower. This does look very bearish. Okay. And I was thinking, do we come down to this midnight open to create that power 3 move where it trades up, comes down, and then we trade back into here. But go to the 4 hour. If you're not a complete moron, you can tell this is bullish. Okay? It's going up. Alright? It's not going down. Alright? Alright? So you really don't want to try to pick the tops in these kind of markets. You want to go with the flow. So in something like that, what do we have? We have internal liquidity that we took. Now do we continue with that trend? Yes, that's what I was looking for. If we did not get a bearish closure, which we never did. We never closed really bearish on these candles here. So with that being said, so we never got that closure. So with that being said, I'm looking to see indication, does price want to work up towards these relative equal highs? Like, look at all this liquidity here. Let's draw a trend line. It's not that hard. There's a lot of money up there from everybody short. So everybody long, stop loss down here. Stops them out, and then it just goes up and takes them out. So that's what I was looking for. We came up to right about here. Took out these relative equal highs here on the 32nd. So I was looking for that. That's where I took the profit. Okay. But if we go side by side with, let's go all three. So this is what I was looking at. Lower low, rate SMT at the wicks, switch up higher, retest it here, lower low on YM. And once we got our closure here as well, on NQ, that's when I took the micro buys that I meant to not take the micro. I meant to take the mini just for a nice little run up to this level, but accidentally took the micro. But then watching price action here and how we still had SMT at these wicks, this was a plus for me to take this buy within ES, within this volume imbalance that was down within here. And as you can tell, let's go to this 1 minute on the volume imbalance. We come down, we retested it, and I was like, okay, I'm entering within this trade now, which was right about here. Here is my entry. Right here. 4 contracts. Take 2 off there, 1 off here. So I took 3 off. I could have held more, but then I took the last 4th one off right here at these relative equal highs. Yes, I still think we're going higher, but am I out of it? Yes. Do I care? No, because I'm flipping this account right back up. So, let's see here. Bring this over. So I'm trading 2 different eval accounts on Top Step right now. And one of them I'm very, very conservative on. And the other one, I'm taking my time with it. And I'm being a little bit more risky, especially in the riskier conditions as of yesterday and then the 3 days last week towards the end. But The one that I was trading today, I was in drawdown as of yesterday. Well, as of this morning, and then I took the buys on this. So I made a rack on this account. It was in drawdown about 500 bucks, but now I'm up about 1,000. So now I got another 2,500 to go to pass this thing. So I'm really just looking for the A+ setups and really sticking to my plan. I'm not focusing on the outcome. So I don't want to look at that account balance and be like, oh, cool. Wow, I'm making money. I want to be like, okay, cool. I'm following my plan, even if it's a win or a lose. Like if this lost here, I don't care. I'm following my plan to the T. It was an A+ setup. I recognize it. It's in my notes. It's what I'm used to. So I want to stick with my trading plan. Like I want to follow my systems. That's all I really care about. Like if I bring over my injecting logic statements, it's really about following my systems. Like it's time, then narrative, then price. We don't get stuck in lower time frames. We don't look at entry patterns over the narrative. Even if the trade doesn't win, I don't care if I'm in it or not. My trade will be easy to spot when it presents itself as an A+ setup. So that's really what I care about. All right. So going over everything else. Yeah, it's really about it. I'm not focusing on the outcome. Focusing on this process, even though in the moment the outcome can feel like it's ride or die. But at the end of the day, we're all good. Okay? Win or lose as long as we follow the plan. That's it. Inversions is my plan. SMT, draw on liquidity. It's so fucking simple. So simple. Like, you gotta realize just with experience. Whereas before, it saw SMT at the highs like this. Lower high, higher high. I was like, oh, we're going short for good. But no, we're overall bullish. If we take out an internal low, we can look to go higher. That invalidates this SMT if other confirmations down lower are telling us it wants to go higher. So, yeah, that's about it. I'm not going to sit here and watch paint dry the rest of the day. I'm going to be out of this bitch. So, I tell you guys, yeah, this is ripping. I don't care. I follow my plan. I close my trades. To do better, what could I have done? I could have closed 2 here. I could have closed 1 here, and then I could have left 1 running. Okay, yes, that's something I could have done better. All right, but I didn't do that, and I got to be happy and satisfied with how I played this trade. And here, I'll go back to my injecting logic statement. The 9:30 Adam today is not done because he didn't have all the information that 4 p.m. Adam had today. It is clear that the 9:30 Adam would have taken advantage of the situation. I couldn't see it any other way in the moment. So, this is a whole different injecting logic. I don't know why I didn't have it. I expect a loss when I enter because I intend to take a win. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful setup. That's all I need. That's all I fucking need. Nothing else. Very bullish. Beautiful day. I'm gonna leave it as that. Alright. Take it easy, guys. I love you all. Peace out. This is not financial advice. Just some guy that likes to record his stuff. I do this anyways, like when I'm by myself, so making it public, I guess it can help somebody. So, let me know. Alright, take it easy, guys. Love you all. Peace out.